move him. You want to move this vehicle, and I moved one of his vehicles for him, and
So you moved one of the vehicles with the screwdriver.
no, the screwdriver was on the floor. He started the vehicle.
So you're a 38-year-old, not a babe in the woods, and somebody tells you to move a vehicle.
Well, I ran the VIN number. Because I saw the ignition like that. I ran the VIN number. The VIN number came up clean, so that's why I moved it.
All right, your story is not believable. I don't believe your story. Court is calling 2022 CR 11229, State of Texas versus Christopher Armstrong. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
Defense.
Alberto Rodriguez from the Strong.
And are you Christopher Armstrong?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Armstrong, I'm showing you what's entitled application for deferred adjudication or community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We'll waive it, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Armstrong, I'm showing you what's entitled court admonishment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with unauthorized use of a vehicle? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Armstrong, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain agreement. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargain agreement, there's a $1,000 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's restitution of $600 to Apollonia Albzio, ALBZIO. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counselor, are there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement, the state is requesting that your deferred adjudication be for a term of 2 years. There be 100 hours of community service restitution and no contact with Apollonia Albizo.
Yes, Your
If you
Honor.
understand, those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, state offers state exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objections, Your Honor.
Mr. Armstrong, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call them the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding the guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Your Honor. Spoke with Mr. Armstrong. He accepted responsibility. He's remorseful, and we're asking that the court follow the recommendation from the state.
All right, how old are you?
38.
Do you have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
What are their ages?
My oldest is 18, and those 16 and 14.
All right, I'm gonna need you to speak up, okay? And everyone, could you please whisper? Are you employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
What do you do?
I run a moving company.
I'm sorry, what?
I run a moving company.
When you say you run a moving company, what do you mean?
I own a moving company. I help people move out of their homes into storages, pack for them, transport their goods to one spot to another,
And what? What are you transporting?
transporting furniture.
No, I mean, how are you transporting the furniture?
In a truck, in a box truck.
All right, so why are you still in this vehicle?
I wasn't on.
No, here's the thing. Let's be honest with me, right? Because I'm trying to figure out what's the best conditions for you.
Sure.
Now, this vehicle, you had a screwdriver in your pocket. It shows that the locks were punched out. Nobody is buying a vehicle from somebody with the locks punched out, and there's no key to the ignition.
Yes, Your Honor.
So you're driving around a vehicle with a screwdriver in the ignition. So again, my question is, you're saying that you run a moving company. So I'm trying to figure out why you're still in the vehicle.
Yeah, I was in the wrong spot at the wrong time.
No, nobody's in the wrong spot at the wrong time unless I'm eating at McDonald's and somebody comes in and shoot up the place. But even then, I'm not in the wrong spot at the wrong time. Somebody came in and committed a crime. So driving a stolen vehicle is not, I'm in the wrong spot at the wrong time. You're driving a stolen vehicle. Maybe the vehicle was in the wrong spot for you to take it.
Yes, Your Honor.
So why are you stealing cars?
I was at the motel room. My dad just died. I was at the motel room. I wasn't working for the first 3 weeks of being there, and rent was due. My neighbor came and said, "Hey, I'm moving. You want to move this vehicle?" And I moved one of his vehicles for him. And
So you moved one of the vehicles with the screwdriver.
no, the screwdriver was on the floor. He started the vehicle.
So you're a 38-year-old, not a babe in the woods, and somebody tells you to move a vehicle.
Well, I ran the VIN number. Because I saw the ignition like that. I ran the VIN number. The VIN number came up clean, so that's why I moved it.
All right, your story is not believable. I don't believe your story, but
Sure.
the agreement is for you to have deferred. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
How do you think?
All right, you're going to get drug tested today.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 2 years deferred adjudication. Where are your children staying?
Right now, one stays here in Schertz, Texas, and the other two stay out in Matagorda County and Sargent, Texas.
All right, so you're not taking care of them.
Yes, Your Honor. I tell you, well, we're my two youngest are with their mom. Yes.
All right, are you paying child support?
Yes, Your Honor. I am free.
How?
Through the state.
All right, so that means that you were not paying child support and they decided to go through the state to get their money. When this is something that people don't understand, when you're on probation, part of your conditions of probation is to support your dependents. So if you do not support them, a motion to revoke is going to be filed out of this court. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, 2 years deferred adjudication, $1,000 fine that will be probated. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider with minors. And probation, he says he owns a moving company. Can somebody make sure the truck that he's using has not been stolen? Just tell him to check to see if he's driving it with a screwdriver. There's to be restitution of $600 and no contact with Apollonia, APOLONIO, Abzio. 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. I'm going to want parenting classes with triple P. Once that's completed, the remaining of the community service hours be waived. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs and field visits one time per month. And you're going to do a UA today.
Yes, Your Honor.
Probation, is there anything else he needs? And probation, if you all want to count that field visit as his reporting, you can. Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful in this probation?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you. Do better and make your children proud, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Probation over conditions with you. All right, my understanding is someone brought you here today?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and that there is a child that may be without care.
Well, babysitter got, we don't have a babysitter right now.
All right, so she can leave and she can leave you bus fare, but I'm getting my UA today. Do you
That's
understand?
fine, but I don't have, the problem is right before I came to see you, I was with my attorney in the hallway and I used the restroom and I came in here.
That's okay.
So
We'll wait for you.
it's fine. I guess what it is.
Yes,
All right,
we'll wait for your UA.
it's fine.
It's not a problem with the court. Armstrong. What's your attorney's name?
I don't remember offhand.
All right, just have a seat. We're gonna have you have a seat right in the box. Move it to you. Courtroom today.
Yes, Your Honor.
So we're not on the record, but you're aware you tested positive for meth, marijuana, and amphetamine. You're aware of that?
Meth and marijuana use.
All right, so why? Well, I'll wait for your attorney to come.
I'll answer your question.
No, I'll wait for your attorney to come, but you're not gonna be leaving the courtroom today, okay? All right, so we're gonna have you sit in the box. We'll try to get your attorney. If not, we're gonna take you into custody. We'll see you back here on Monday. Okay. All right, so Mr. Armstrong. Oh, if everybody could please whisper. Mr. Armstrong, I think it's best if you go into custody. We'll bring you back on Monday. I'll call probation to make sure a TAP evaluation is done for you, because you end up testing positive for a lot. And I don't think it's best for you to be around an infant. And I think-
I'm not around anything.
Well, but the problem is, you told me the reason why you needed to leave is because it was your vehicle and there was not a babysitter.
Yeah, I needed to drop them off at their house.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring you back for Monday, because I don't want you to leave this courtroom and end up using, because that may be the last time that you use, because you never know what you're getting, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So we're gonna make sure that you come back here on Monday. So I'm gonna issue a warrant for you today. And it's just so that you can be taken into custody, and we'll bring you back over first thing on Monday, okay?
Sorry for lying to you, Your Honor.
No, I mean, here's the thing.
I was scared and I didn't know what to do and I know I was dirty and I'm sorry.
Well, I will tell you that people will tell you in this court. I'm just looking for people to be honest, because like I was telling you before, I'm trying to give you conditions so you can be successful. I take no pleasure in sending people to prison. If somebody's placed on probation, I want them to succeed so they can be better in life. Okay. All right. So we're gonna take you into custody today, and we're gonna have you brought back over on Monday. Okay. All right, Norma, can we make sure we get him on Monday?
Yeah, he's on the docket.
All right. So you are on the docket for Monday. Okay. All right. Okay, we'll solve it on Monday. All right, and I think we are done. CR 11229, State of Texas versus Christopher Armstrong. Christopher Armstrong, could I have parties announced for the record? For the state?
On behalf of the state, Your Honor.
Defense? And are you Christopher Armstrong?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, how are you feeling this morning?
Great.
All right. And you understand why I took you into custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I did it hopefully for your protection. So the court had made a ruling, but I'm going to add to that. Counsel, your client was positive for methamphetamine, amphetamine, and marijuana. I didn't place him under oath to make any admissions because you were not here. But I would like to speak to him so I can figure out what conditions to place on him. Do you have any objections to that, counsel?
No objections, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Armstrong, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand. State your name for the record.
Christopher Michael Armstrong.
All right, so Mr. Armstrong, you tested positive on Friday. Can you tell me how often are you using drugs?
Maybe once, twice a week.
Okay. And are you employed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have any children?
Yes, Your Honor.
And what are their ages?
17 and 13 are my two youngest.
All right, and what was the person who was here yesterday when you said they had to get home because there was a 3-month-old? What is your relationship to
That
them?
was my ex. That was my ex-girlfriend, but I was her ride that day. So,
Okay, why did your ex-girlfriend need you for a ride to court?
because she was coming to give me some support to come to court with me.
I don't understand I think relationships are what they are, but I don't understand an ex-girlfriend who has a babysitter for a 3-month-old who's not going to be there for the entire day coming down to support you on an unauthorized use.
I don't know. She was just there to give me support, like just to go with me.
And is she using?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I don't know what Child Protective Services is doing, but what is her name?
Trisha Tahiti.
How do you spell her first name
Trisha Trisha.
and her last name?
I would not be able to tell you that one. Tahiti.
And where does she live?
Off of
And it's Trisha, last name,
Tahiti.
Tahiti.
Yes.
And so there's a 3-month-old there and any other children other than the 3-month-old? And what drugs is she using?
The same. The child's not 3 months old. The child's like 7 years old.
All right, that doesn't make it any better, but okay. So the child is 7 years old?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And she's using meth as well?
I believe so. Yes, ma'am.
All right. So hopefully Child Protective Services will go to check on a 7-year-old with Trisha Tahiti. Again, this is not a Child Protective Services court. There's nothing I can do about that. My hands are tied, but probation.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm sure Mr. Christopher Armstrong has lived at that address. So if you could have probation, see if it's appropriate housing for Mr. Armstrong.
Yes, Your Honor.
And if while they're there, they discovered that Miss Trisha Tahiti is using and the child is in danger, they can call Child Protective Services. All right, so this is what we're going to do. I will grant your application. So it's going to be 2 years deferred adjudication, $1,000 fine probated, proof of employment within 30 days, no employment as a home health care provider with minors, restitution of $600, and no contact with Apollonia Albzio, ALBZIO, 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. Court is not requiring you to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. Parenting classes with P, regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular UAs. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month. And you know what, instead of regular UAs, we'll do the UA hotline. And we'll start off with testing him once a week. And if probation feels like that should be decreased, then I'll leave that up to probation to do. And if probation wants to count the UAs or the field visits as reporting, probation can count that. And I'm going to want a TAP evaluation and felony drug court referral while in custody. Follow all recommendations of TAP. If TAP evaluation says inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. If they say outpatient treatment, I still want us to start with intensive outpatient treatment. And if you're released, or when you're released, where will you be living?
8819 secluded drive,
8819,
secluded, that's SECLUDED,
wait, SEC?
LUDED.
Oh, secluded drive.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Does anyone live there with you?
No, ma'am.
All right. And then no unsupervised contact with minors.
Yes, ma'am.
That will change, and it can change once you're into your sobriety. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything else you need from the court?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Counsel, for some reason, I don't have his trial court certification. Could you, let me see if I can find it. Just one
I
moment.
think we did it, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Did you review the trial court certification with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so Mr. Armstrong, with regards to the evaluation for the TAP evaluation in felony drug court, since it's a Monday, they'll be able to see you this week. So they'll probably see you no later than Wednesday.
Yes, Your
And
Honor.
then probation, if you want to accept their version of the TAP evaluation, you can.
Okay, do you want the TAP evaluation in custody? or-
Yes.
Okay, and Your Honor, on Friday, you mandated restitution, you ordered restitution,
Yes.
still the same, correct?
Yes, still the same. And it's $600.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything else?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Armstrong. We can go off the record. Mr. Armstrong, in this court, if I place somebody on probation, I want them to be successful at it.
Yes, Your Honor.
So the key to being successful on probation in this court is communication. You need to make sure you report, make sure you do your UA. You know, I understand that sometimes when people are struggling with addictions, they may test positive. But what I don't understand is when people don't report and they don't communicate. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you. Is there anything else you need?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck. Thank you, counsel.
Thank you, Your Honor.